The keys hit the marble and rang like a verdict. They spun once, twice, stopped at my shoe. I didn't look down. I watched his face instead, red with authority that still smelled new, borrowed, the kind of power men wear before it wears them. "Pick them up," he said. People were watching. Receptionists pretending not to. Security pretending they didn't recognize me anymore. My wife's brother, director now, standing taller than he ever had in our living room. I felt the old calm settle, the one that comes before storms. My phone vibrated. One message, no name. "He thinks you don't know." I let the keys stay where they were. Outside, the tow truck coughed awake, diesel and inevitability. The driver leaned out, eyes searching until they found me. He smiled, not wide, just enough. "Boss," he said, "which cars are we repossessing today?" Silence collapsed inward. My brother-in-law turned, confused, then offended, then afraid, though we didn't know why yet. I pointed. "At the Bentley," I said. "Start with that one. It's parked in my spot." The driver nodded and set the hooks. That was when I felt it. Not triumph. Clarity. It hadn't started with keys. It started with absences. My wife's pauses when she thought I wasn't listening. Her brother's sudden promotion, fast-tracked, undeserved, wrapped in a family bow. The way they shared looks that skipped me like a private frequency. I told myself I was paranoid. I always did. It was easier to doubt my instincts than to question the architecture of my life. At dinner, she'd smile too late. At night, her phone slept face down. He stopped meeting my eyes unless he was performing. Small things, surgical things. The message that morning cracked the glass. "He thinks you don't know." No accusation, no proof, just a blade slipped between ribs. I didn't confront anyone. I drove to the office. I let him toss me the keys like I was furniture. I let the audience assemble, because denial is loud, truth is quiet, and I was done being loud. I became a shadow in my own life. I watched, I logged, I learned. Phone records told me more with their gaps than their numbers. Late-night calls routed through work lines. Deleted messages recovered from backups she didn't know existed. I ordered tests without labels. Financial audits masked as routine. A DNA envelope sealed and tucked into a drawer I never opened until I was ready to be finished with pretending. At home, I kissed her forehead, counted her breaths, let her believe the mask held. At work, I smiled at him, let him believe the title fit. Inside, something sharpened. I discovered the parking garage deed still bore my signature, that the board's approval had been expedited with forged proxies, that his Bentley, leased, not owned, sat nightly in the one space marked reserved, mine. Every step forward felt slow, deliberate. I didn't want explosion, I wanted collapse. The envelope was lighter than I expected. Paper doesn't weigh much, truth does. I slid it across the table to her that night. No words, just the report, the timeline, the signatures. Her hands shook. She didn't open it at first. "You already know," she whispered. I nodded. The silence stretched until it broke her. Tears came late. Apologies came wrong. She said my name like it could still save her. Then I asked the only question that mattered. "Did you think I wouldn't see?" She folded. He had promised her safety, promised her a future, promised her I was obsolete. I stood, straightened my cuffs. "Pack," I said, "by morning." Back in the lobby, the tow truck screamed steel. My brother-in-law lunged, yelled, claimed authority that had already evaporated. "You can't do this," he said. I bent, picked up the keys, handed them back. "You're right," I said. "I don't have to." I turned to the driver. "Proceed." Security finally moved, toward him. The board chair arrived, breathless, holding the documents I'd sent 10 minutes earlier. Forgery, breach, misappropriation. His title dissolved in real time. He looked at me like a man seeing his reflection for the first time and not liking what stared back. I felt nothing. The garage emptied. The noise faded. I walked to my spot, alone. I thought of the years I'd mistaken loyalty for silence, of how easily love can be rented when it isn't owned. I didn't feel victory. I felt free. Some men leave with scars, others with lessons. I left with my name intact and my space reclaimed. I drove away and didn't look back. Power, I learned, doesn't shout.